Wow. So crazy timing for this report to come out. I was just in the middle of recording a video about the Jalen Duren sign and trade situation, and I get a notification that LeBron is not going to be a Laker next year. So for a while now, whenever like my non-ball knower friends would ask me about, what's LeBron doing next year, every time I'm saying he's staying in Los Angeles. I can't see a situation where he takes a pay cut to go to a new team. I just don't even think he wants to leave Los Angeles. So for a report to come out and that he's saying he's officially not going to be a Laker and that they can move on, that's such a shock to me. So let's talk about where he could possibly go and what this means for the Lakers. So if you have been on Twitter, you've seen the rumors that, LeBron's going to the Warriors. LeBron's teaming up with Steph and Draymond, potentially AD. I mean, that's what the comments are all saying on this post. I don't think that's happening. Speaking from a guy that doesn't know LeBron, doesn't know his team, doesn't know his family or anything, I think LeBron is definitely aware of the LeBron-cumentary, coining that term. For him to team up with Steph Curry on the team that he consistently was losing to in the finals, it's just a bad look. I think it would be an interesting team. Obviously, LeBron and Steph played together really well on the Olympic team, but the Olympics are like a 10 to 15 game mini season. We're talking about an 82 game season here, and these are two of the oldest guys in the league. This is a geriatric team if this happens. I think you're dealing with a lot of injuries. I think you're dealing with a lot of rest games, minutes restrictions. And if they get AD too, that's just a third guy that they're paying a lot of money to not play basketball games. And especially in the Western Conference, you've got to be on it for all 82 games because to make the playoffs, it's like such a small margin between teams that make the play-in versus like the 6th seed or just barely miss the play-in. You have to have a roster that is deep and can play lots of games, and this is not a situation where that can happen. It would make for a lot of stories. They would be on national TV almost every night because you want to see LeBron and Steph as much as you can. He'll be seeing a lot of Warriors games if this happens. Another option for him would be Cleveland. He started his career there, played most of his career in Cleveland still, even though he hasn't been a Cav since 2018. I think that would be a great ending. He plays out his last season on a competitive basketball team, and I think he's a great fit alongside Mitchell and Harden. Having a third ball handler to go along with those guys would be excellent. LeBron in a third option role, even in his age 42 season, I mean, that's the best third option in the league. He can shoot really well, play off ball, play on the ball, great. I think he'd be an excellent addition to this Cleveland team that, if you add LeBron, does that make them the best team in the East? No, I don't think so. You still got Boston, New York, Indiana to contend with, and I don't think that pushes them well above those teams or even level with those teams. But I think it's the best move. It makes for a storybook ending where, he ends the same place he started. That would be great. So really curious to see where LeBron ends up, what he signs for, if it's a sign and trade, who's still on the roster when he joins them. Yeah, it's a crazy situation that obviously I'll continue to talk about both on this channel and the Ball Knowers channel. So what does this mean for the Lakers? I mean, it offers them a lot of room to build a Luka Doncic-centered team. So I think they officially agreed to an extension for Austin Reeves, even though it's a little bit of an overpay. But LeBron was making about $50 million a year. $50 million that they won't have to pay him next season. So they can follow the blueprint that the 2024 Mavericks provided. This is a team that went to the finals on the back of Luka. They surrounded him by 3-and-D guys, super athletic wings, a great secondary ball handler in Kyrie, and really good defensive lob threats at center in Lively and Gafford. So With that extra cap room, what can the Lakers do here? They already have that second ball handler in Austin Reeves. And I think they can go ahead and try to target Jalen Duren. They have the money to do a sign-in trade with the Pistons. I don't know what Detroit would get back. We'll talk about that in the actual Duren-centered video. But this would be a really solid Lakers team with Duren, Luka, Austin Reeves, plus athletic wings around them. This is a much more dangerous team because obviously they played some great basketball and even won a playoff series in 2026. But with Luka and LeBron, those are two guys that need the ball to do their best work. And as LeBron ages, he's getting, worse on the defensive end because he just doesn't have the energy to play that hard on both offense and defense. So to replace those minutes with role players that can make the team deeper, give them more energy and play better defense, I think we're looking at the Lakers as a legit contender if they play this offseason the right way. So yeah, pretty big news. LeBron's not going to be a Laker next year. So leave a comment on where you think he'll end up. And if you're right, big shout out on the world famous Ball Knowers podcast. I know you guys want that. So leave a comment and subscribe while you're at it. Alright, I'm hopping off now.